What's up, y'all? We are here Tuesday night. My face is back. I know y'all miss me. I don't give a damn. She was in beauty rest. Okay. I'm here. Ken Lewis, you better pull up. Okay. We're here. And we're ready to talk some shit. Talk some uncut. Yeah. Because
Oh
at
my,
the end of the day got to end. Remember
okay.
that.
Was that how you was gonna do your finishing up your intro?
Hell no. That was the end. That was the. I'm back.
Okay. Well, welcome to NXT Uncut. Of course, it's your Tuesday night edition of NXT. Um, I don't want to say we're a full house because only two of us. But you're able to see the dynamic duo on camera together as one again. It's been hard trying to keep it up.
Girl.
Being the only one to show your face, like it's hard.
Girl, I've
It's
been
really
dead.
it is really difficult trying to keep up this much, beauty of holding up half of the team.
You do well.
I tried. It's a
Girl, I've
drag.
been dead. Like, what you don't understand, girl? I was in there with Jesus.
Well, listen, Jesus brought you back.
Good to
Um,
see you too.
so I mean, we have a lot to talk about with NXT tonight itself. Of course, next week is spring breaking. There's two parts of that. I'm great, Mr. Lewis. How are you? But yeah, so let's go ahead and pretty much dive into NXT and everything that they got going on. Um, well, we started off with Dijak versus Noam Dar. Um, great opening. Was
Hmm.
not expecting Noman to get the victory at all whatsoever. Like I thought maybe this would have been, a great momentum for Dijak, but was definitely not expecting Noam Dar to get the victory. Noam is a extremely great wrestler. Same with Dijak as well. For his size, he's able to maneuver in the ring pretty well and safe at that as well. So, but shout out to Nomandar for getting the victory. This is another big win for Metaphor. I would like to see Aura Mensa in the ring a lot more too because he's not a bad wrestler. From what I've seen, like for NXT UK, or even when he has wrestled a little bit in NXT wise as well. So I would like to see a little bit more of Aura in the ring as well.
Yeah.
And then we get to Ava and Dijak because we all know that Dijak will be defending his championship. Not Dijak, but Ilya will be defending his championship against Trick Williams next week. And if Trick does not win, then he is gone from NXT. Would that make me happy? Absolutely, because we can get rid of him immediately, effective immediately. But because Trick had a match tonight, of course, with Mello in a steel cage match, Ava felt like it wasn't fair that Dragunov kind of gets to, chill out and not have a match. So he ends up having an open challenge, which we'll get into that later within the show. We had a really interesting video package promo from Tatum, which I definitely enjoyed per se. I feel like, and as I stated, I felt like Tatum at one point was getting lost in the shuffle. I felt like eventually there would have not been anything else for her. I knew that when she kind of started going into this transformation with her look, I was hoping that eventually it just wasn't going to just stay on, like level up or it not actually go somewhere for her. It's getting her to the point where she has her own, love for this NXT Women's Championship. And the only reason why she technically stayed around Lyra was because of this championship that was like the connection, was like the soul tie. It's kind of like, I don't know, when you think of how can I say this? Like the Chucky doll, you know, a
Yeah.
little bit of some type of soul tie connection there. Um, or those that watch Black Butler, it's an anime show, but it's only if you understand Black Butler, you have to watch it to understand the reference. It's like that soul tie, it's like a contract.
Black
It's like,
Butler.
huh? Yeah, it's really
That
good.
sounds racist.
It's not because the butler is not black
I'm
at
sure.
all. I'm serious. It's not. The butler is not black,
No,
but
I'm
it's
sure it's not.
no, it's not racist at all. It sounds like it, but no, it's not. Far from it, actually. Um, but it's a really good anime. I definitely recommend y'all watch it. They just dropped a new season of it this year, so last week. So go ahead and watch it. But yeah, so I definitely enjoy this a lot for Tatum, and this move is getting her some big opportunities coming her way. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And then we get to Sol Ruka versus Lola Vice. Really nice match between these two ladies. I do like Sol Ruka a lot, honestly. Lola, you know how I feel about you, girl. I don't really have too much to say. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, Soul makes me happy. I enjoy seeing her on my screen. But I will say that really, like I said, really a great match. Despite Blair Davenport, of course, getting her revenge, technically payback on Soul Ruka, because Soul did interfere within her match that she had like a couple of weeks ago, and their feud is going to continue on until next week for spring breaking. Now, although because of Blair's interference or distraction to Soul, it did end up costing her this victory. Not too long after Lola got the victory, Natalia was on that damn screen, girl. Like,
What
bitch,
up?
I'm gonna see you in the streets. How about that? Cause
The
you,
bone straight side is crazy.
yeah, I, I have my ups and downs with side parts. I really do. But Natty does a really good side
I
part.
think it's a white woman thing.
It is. They love them damn side parts. Like, I don't know. I can't deal with it. Side parts, bangs, you know, double dutch braids, all that type of stuff. But I don't know about Natty's about to get her ass rocked. I don't know about all that. But, Natty doesn't have to go to MMA to be the MMA girl. She's already done it before.
Mm,
So that side part eating though, Ken.
yeah.
We love when y'all use the lingo. But yeah, so Natty issued out a challenge to Lola Vice for the first ever women's underground match, which of course we kind of know what it is. It's just like a fight pit. Pretty much everyone around the ring, no ring, none of that. It's just straight hands, feet, kick, grapple, all on the ground, all of that stuff. Straight up MMA fighting. So, hey, how are you? So yeah, so shout out to Natty girl. She's gonna give Lola, she's gonna teach Lola a lesson. I'm telling you. Well, then Carmen, of course, is going to be in the side corner of Natalia, I guess, giving her some pointers because she has her own background and everything. And Lola says that she's going to have someone in her corner. Me personally, I think that someone in her corner is probably going to be Shayna Baszler, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Because I mean, it's just similarity wise. Like, unless you go grab somebody that's like, crazy like, then hey, But I do think Shayna would probably be in her corner per se. But and I mean, of course, Natty and Shayna have some type of history with each other. They were tag partners. They start beating on each other, you know, the usual. So I don't know. What if it's Ronda just for giggles, girl? I don't. I think I don't know how many people would be laughing.
Stephanie,
I don't know how many people would be laughing.
what's up? That's how I'm greeting people now.
Huh?
That's how I'm greeting people now.
Singing to them?
Yeah.
You love to see it. Um, Speaking of not loving to see, Someone who you don't too much care about, Ariana Grace, is still
No,
trying to get Gigi or Georgina to, you know, get it together, bring a little bit, a lot more color to herself, and not just wearing black. I don't know. I felt like when she said the black count sounded kind of racist, like in a bit, because like, what do you mean? Like she can't wear black? Like what's wrong with black? You
she
know?
got the worst fucking character.
I don't know. Like that transition was like it's like what's the problem? You know? And so, which we'll get into later on to the show, that she's going to be taking Georgina shopping to get her into the Miss NXT, you know, kind of feel for pageantry. And it's like, I don't know. I kind of like what Gigi's wearing. I think it's extremely
Yeah,
different.
she's
You
cute.
know, I give it that. I'm not mad at what Ariana Grace is wearing. I do like the boots. I like the hat. It's cute. I give it that much. She definitely knows how to coordinate her colors. I will give her that for the most part. And then we get into Ridge versus Joaquin, and this match wasn't or didn't really last long. We could see on NXT Anonymous that Ridge, well, kind of like Joaquin, kind of started in a sense, and then Ridge attacked him, and then they ended up having this match here. And I guess it's more so the fact that he was upset at what happened to Cruz the week before, when he kind of slammed his arm into the door when he walked out, yada yada yada. And so they end up having this match here, and Sean Spears is out here watching the match. I don't know if he's trying to, or what he said he's been trying to do is get into the mind of Ridge and allow him to understand the kind of person that he is, and
Yeah.
the consequences that happen, and what he carries along the way. But he ended up getting a victory, and just like that lady over there, lean on to her man. I was asleep as well during this match. I'm not gonna even lie. She is. Let me tell you something. She is out of there. Okay, she is done for. Like that was a good ass
Yeah.
nap for her. I'm telling you, she was. Yeah,
They really, if they go together, they in love.
they are absolutely, absolutely through and through. So that's how I be if I remember later on the show. mm, You know,
What?
Spider Man, I lay on his shoulder like that too.
Oh,
You know, all that
uh,
good jazz there. You know, sometimes you gotta pay attention to the crowd. I still want to
yeah.
know what happened to that little bald head pit bull man that used to be in the crowd. I guess when Manny Rose got fired, he left too. So, because I haven't
Mhm.
seen him in a minute, and his little cute bald head ass will always be standing up somehow, some way. You could never miss him at all whatsoever. So, and then we move over to the family. It seems as if like there's been a lot of questions about what's going on with Drew Gulak, where is he, and everything. Well, the family seems to have taken care of him, and it seems like Drew's vehicle got blown up or something, or they made a deal with the family to, I guess, get rid of Drew. So this is a way to write Drew off for I don't know how long. Maybe he pulls a VKM and come back to life the next day kind of thing. I really don't know, but maybe so. And then we get into uh Dragunov having his open challenge, and he said that whoever he lands his eyes on is who he's going to be facing and stepping into the ring with. He accept the challenge from. Now, all the men came from the locker room trying to get themselves into the ring to be the person that Dragunov lays his eyes on. And well, Javon took the different route and decided he come through the back way and jump over Dragunov and stand in front of him, and this is how the match started.
There it is. You
He
gotta
just
take what you want.
Yeah, he just signed a death wish. I say that much. But he didn't go down so easily. I would say that. I think that this was a great way to continue to keep him on your screen, not letting him be forgettable. I think that this is going to be a way to push him up to the moon. You're stepping in the ring. First of all, with someone like Dragunov, someone who is the NXT champion, and going toe to toe for him as well. I think that that is absolutely amazing for him. I'm hoping that, with his outstanding performance tonight with against Dragonov, he continues to get pushed to the to the sky and everything like that. I don't know necessarily like what's going to be truly next for him in a sense, but I know for a fact that after this, I'm hoping that he gets pushed up to the sky, and even he got a little bit of respect from Dragonov, as well as a lot of other people in the locker room. Because I saw on social media there was this one person who was talking a little bit negative, a little bit trash, calling the man a slave.
We're not gonna bring him up.
I just thought that that was just crazy
Yeah,
for
we're
some
not
people.
gonna get him none.
No, it's not. It's just, just saying like shout out to everyone who actually stepped in to support Javon and everything that he's doing and everything and keeping that positive light. So, but not enough to get the victory over Dragonov, I would say. And Dragonov is going into spring break-in with a lot of momentum. And then we get into Thea Hale versus Tatum Paxley. Um, and really, really great match, I would say. It seems like Thea may have forgiven her Dean for what he did, according to what JC Jane said and what he said it was what he did and everything
Yeah,
too. But this was a great match. I would say for me, probably one of my favorite matches because these are two women who can actually wrestle and really, really throw down in the ring. Despite the fact of JC Jane, of course, being a thorn in Thea Hale's behind still, she found a way to be a distraction and ended up costing the victory
damn.
over Tatum. And honestly, it's going to take Thea to literally beat the living hell out of JC just to get her out of her business or just out of her life period. So, but it didn't take long because as soon as the bell rung afterwards, Thea jumped her ass, suicide dived her ass out the ring onto JC, and they began to battled out there in front of the ring. And then Lyra comes out of nowhere and jumps on Tatum as well. So now we got four women at that brawling inside the ring and outside the ring. And it just lets you know that the women are literally taking over the NXT roster
Yeah,
room, show, everything. Like there's so much happening within these women, and some part of it is not even a championship involved, and there's so much that's happening. So I say I definitely appreciate that enough. That we are getting so many different feuds between all of these women. No championship involved, just a storyline wise, and I'm hoping that Thea and JC, I don't know, I think their match may be on night 2 of spring break-in. That's what I'm thinking because Tatum and Laura have some other business that they're going to be taking care of with none other than Roxanne Perez because she, felt as if like she was going to go and pick her own opponent, and well, Ava was like, "No, ma'am, this is why I'm the GM, and you're going to step into the ring with not one but two opponents, which happens to be Tatum and Laura Vakira. So, a spring break-in night 1, Roxanne will be defending her championship in a triple threat match against Laura and Tatum. So,
mhm.
I don't know. There's been a lot of uh, conversations about Roxanne and her character change, and so some people are not really feeling it or not really, it's not believable that she can be this mean girl that she just changes her hair, add a couple color in there, and then starts acting like AJ Lee. That doesn't make her truly a heel. It doesn't make it seem like it's her because she's portraying as AJ Lee is what a lot of people are getting at.
Mm.
And I think that for me, I don't see Roxanne as a mean girl. I think that she is trying a little too hard to be mean because she just doesn't give me someone who's mean. She doesn't her mannerism or anything doesn't give me like mean girl. It gives me very like I'm trying to be mean, and I'm hoping that you guys are believable that I can be a mean person. Yeah, I go around, I slap people, I fight people, blah blah or whatever. This is a way for me to show you guys that I can be vicious, that I can have a vicious side. But I don't know, something else. I feel like for me, something else is missing from her. So I don't know. Maybe it'll show within her triple threat match, or maybe I'm just going to continue to give it a little more time for her to figure it out exactly what this kind of character she wants to be again, and pretty much just go from there. So she'll now she'll be back. But yeah, so like I don't know, but like I said, I'm just gonna continue on to I'm just gonna continue on trying to understand what direction Roxanne is trying to go with being a heel character, because it's just really not that believable for me per se. Um, well, we get into this match here: AOP versus Malik and Idris, and I can't really spend that much time on this because there was not much time in this match for me to spend on. Um, AOP, they come down, of course, last week, and they attacked the tag team champions, the new crown tag team champions. They ended up having this match here with Malik and Idris, and it felt as if like this was just a practice match for them in a sense, because literally I felt like Malik and Idris had, I mean, small offense, but not really that much. And this match really didn't last long before they end up getting the victory over them. Now, the tag team champions, Nathan and Axiom, were not really happy about what they did to them last week. So I'm sure that with the final testament being here in NXT, there's going to be a lot more chaos that they're going to be causing, um, in a sense per se. Because I don't know, but I hated that Idris and Malik didn't really get a lot of offense in this match, and it for it to be over that quickly as well. So. But I think that moving forward, AOP will probably be trying to challenge for those NXT Tag Team Champions, maybe at Spring Breaking. And then we get into Ivar and Josh Briggs. A really, really great match. And I see Ivar down here. Ivar, of course, does his thing on the main roster. And he's, like I said, he's kind of been on a solo run. Haven't seen Valhalla in a minute either, though. So I don't really know what they have going on with her. In a sense, maybe they're saving her until Eric comes back, and then we have the full Viking Raiders faction going on again. But it's kind of nice to see Ivar do his solo thing, come down here, and of course have his thing with Oba Fema, excuse me, and now running into Josh Briggs, and mm, I don't know, Ivar. I mean, I guess this is a. I hate that Josh, took the loss and everything. But there has to be a winner per se. It's kind of like all of that I can pretty much say about this match here. I think Josh is a great talent. But I know that they had to have Ivar look strong, especially if he's going to be trying to challenge Oba for that North American championship. So, but he does get the victory. And after this match, we did see Oba not really say much in his interview before he kind of knocked the head off of Oro, and maybe Oro's going to be upset at the fact that that's what Oba did to him, and maybe he'll challenge him or something to a match maybe next week. Who knows? And then, well, hmm, we get to the main event. Mello versus Trick in a steel cage match. And basically, this is something to kind of close out the chapter of Trick and Mello. Right before Mello, of course, is probably going to be sent off to the main roster. That's kind of like what I am getting here. You got to push over the new talent. You got to be able to push over or push someone who is needed for, and for it to be beneficial. Melo has done enough that he's done in NXT. There's nothing that nobody can take away from what Melo has accomplished. Whether Trick was by his side, helping him win or whatever, at the end of the day, it was still Melo's name that was being announced, not Trick's. So, once again, Trick needed this victory to solidify himself as possibly a future star. That's pretty much all I can say about that. He needed this victory. He needed to continue to have this win over Melo, so that he can go into his match with Dragunov in hopes of becoming the new NXT World Champion. And I mean, if he does not, then boom, baby, he is going to be gone from NXT for good. He's going to be gone. So he needed this victory. I would say that this was. I would say that I don't think that this match topped their match for Stand and Deliver. But I will say that it was a great match. It was a great ending um, to have this be the closing chapter of Trick and Mello, so that Trick and Mello can go off on their separate ways. Mello, of course, make his way up to the main roster, while Trick still find his way down in NXT, because now that you won't possibly have Mello um, be a part of your storyline, now you have to find a way to make your own story. You got to find a way to see if Trick can still whoop them tricks, without having, Mello be the topic of your accomplishments at that. So let's see if Trick can go off and beat Dragunov for spring break. And let's see if Trick is able to have a successful career without, the initial help for Carmelo Hayes too. Let's see what Trick as a solo star, not only of course, getting by with his theme song, okay, cool, that's great. But we know he's good on the mic. We can say that his in-ring ability, let's see how that's holding up against others that
Yeah,
are far more um far more or excel better than him inside the ring. I'll
yeah,
say that. Let's see where this journey of Trick goes along now that you don't have to worry about trying to get your revenge on Mello because of what he did. Maybe what Mello did was at a good cause because you weren't ready.
that's true.
So but he did go off and get that victory over Melo with the knee shot to the head with the chair. And he will, like I said, go off to face Dragunov next week for NXT Spring Breaking Night 1. If he does not win, then bye bye, Trick. You know, we won't sayonara. We won't see you anymore. Dunzo. Finito. Adios. Ciao. Like you're out of there, buddy. And then also this was announced for Spring Breaking Night 1, a 6-man tag team match. No quarter catch crew versus the D'Angelo family. And then we get a beach brawl with Sol Ruka and Blair Davenport for Spring Breaking Night 1. And then we also have the first ever, well, this is technically the NXT Underground contract signing with Natalia and Lola Vice. So we'll have that. We are going to the beach, Nikki and Santana. Yeah, we are going to go to the beach. Oh, I was going to start singing Starship so bad. And then we also have the NXT Women's Championship Triple Threat match: Roxanne versus Lara versus Tatum Paxley, as well. Don't know which match is going to be main eventing or opening up the show, but I know for a fact that this is just a televised show, so Spring Breaking is going to be pretty great. This is night 1. I kind of excited they're splitting things up into 2 nights for this, kind of like what they did for Halloween Havoc, which I think that is great. So Roxanne Mouth did it. I laugh for Roxanne lose. Child, she better do her best to hold on to it as long as she can. But I don't know, especially if she plans on going within the draft, which the draft does take place or start next week on SmackDown, and then it concludes. Well, no, yeah, the 26th is when it starts, and then it concludes on the 29th of April. So if she plans on, doing that, then I'm sure that you know it is what it is. But that was pretty much all of NXT, guys, ahead of spring breaking and everything. I hope you guys definitely, of course, enjoyed that show or tonight's show. Period. May do something special for NXT spring breaking. I got to figure it out exactly what I plan on doing. So, a shout out to each and every one of you who came into the chat with us tonight. Mr. Ken Lewis, Joseph. I think this is Jade. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, correct me. Stephanie in here as well as Dwayne. I saw you popped in here as well. So thank you guys for coming in. We definitely do appreciate it. We'll be back. Oh, hey, Tiffany girl, you coming in late, honey? We are almost out of here. But yeah, thank you so much, each and every one of you for coming in. We definitely do appreciate it. Remember to follow Battleground Podcast as well on all social media platforms, as well as the Shakers Den. I was lurking while we're well. We thank you for lurking. Um, and also, like I said, continue to follow us on all social media platforms at the Shakers Den. We'll be back on Thursday, of course, for TNA. We also have Rebellion predictions as well too. So we're definitely going to get into that as well. But other than that, thank you guys for coming in. This has been your NXT Uncut in the Shakers Den. Of course, what it is invite only.